Okay, guys, we are back with the well head lost. That's what the head well lost. It says it right there. Yeah, I'm still a little unsure of the title, or at least I was until I saw that I got it right because I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Look at me go. But yeah, we are back with episode 2 of this, and I'm really excited to get into it. Like, I'm just intrigued to see where it's all going because again, the description does like I guess like slightly spoil it. What like a twist is, but like just because like I know one thing that happens later in this, it's not like oh no, I know a singular detail, I know the whole story. But I'm just excited to like see where it's going. That's why I love the beginning of stories so much more than most people do, because that's when everything's like getting set up. It's like there's so many different possibilities where everything can go, before it's like settled onto like the track essentially. So it's like so much more fun to like. I don't want to say it's like more fun to think about where it's going, but it kind of is. It's like fun to think about like, oh, like this is happening. So like there's all these other things. Like once you're like halfway through something, it's like okay, it's pretty well tracked onto like it's going this way. You know what I mean? So I think the beginnings are like a lot of fun for me. I love beginning things. Like people always be like, oh, the beginning of this book isn't like very like good or whatever. It's just like setup. I'm like, yeah, it's just setup, and I love that. Unless it's like bad setup where it's just like super duper boring, in which case I don't like that. But if it's not poorly written setup, then I love it. I love it. Anyways, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Happy New Year, Rye. Where are you now? Happy New Year. I almost read France, like as if she is France as a person. Happy New Year, Francis. I'm messaging you from Glasgow now. Messaging you from Glasgow now. It's been a few weeks now since Ryan and I matched on Close Circle, and we're still messing each other a lot. Yeah, I noticed that. We went forward by like 2-ish weeks? About like 13 days? No, it was 2 weeks. Yeah. I look up and see that our time difference has shrunk quite a bit. Ryan's only 6 ahead hours now. You're off today, yeah? Passing the New Year's at home? Well, I'm off, yeah. But Latte Night was doing a special countdown and stuff, so I'm not at home. I don't know what this is trying to mean. I don't know what this means. It's a habit, to be honest. I guess it'll be TBH. Oh, okay, that's fair, that's fair, that's fair. To be honest, I just didn't want to have to be alone tonight. Even an introvert has nights they want to be surrounded by people. Yeah, that's for me. Like, I'm a huge mondo introvert. Like, being with people 2 days a row is like an exhaustive experience for me. But even then, like, there are definitely like sub nights where I'll just be like, man, I wish I was with people. And those are the only times when people aren't like available, you know? So it's a struggle. Being an introvert is just such the biggest struggle in life. Yeah, I completely understand that feeling. I'm here as a customer tonight, though. It's pretty packed. Wow, looks busy. Is late night one of those cafes that serves alcohol at night? Late night. Latte night, god damn. Comment on his typo. We're gonna I was gonna say risen for that. Isn't it like razzing someone when you're like making fun of them for something? Lol, are you okay there? Autocorrect doesn't want to recognize that punny name. It tried to change it to Lake Night too. Oh. Hell, even I don't recognize this place's name. Don't want to recognize this place's name. But yeah, anyways, I'm mostly here for the special New Year's crepe. Dude, crepes I like the idea of, but it's so much sugar for me. I can only eat like half of one before I'm ready to be like, all right, nope, just kill me now. Just kill me now. I can't handle it. What's special about it? Oh, that's so cute though. If he gets to torture me with food photos, I should be able to return the favor. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just a regular strawberry banana crepe, isn't it? Yeah, but it says Happy New Year on it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. No, if you look closely, the chocolate spells out Happy New Year. That's it? Yep. A little special New Year's crepe indeed. So, what did you do for New Year's Eve? Or are you still out? I spent New Year's Eve in my hotel room with my coworker, knocking back some good old Scotch whiskey. He's still passed out over there. Rye texted me a photo of this guy laying face down on a bed, totally plastered. Lol, sounds like a blast. That's one way of putting it, sure. But you're still coherent. Took those shots like a champ. Oh yeah, not to brag, but I'm really good at holding my liquor. I try not to overdo it though. Still have to work later today. Is your friend gonna be okay? Or okay working? Debatably. Wait. Debatable. I can read. Guys, I'm trying to be a writer, I promise. I know how to read. So you're telling me librarians don't get to just play games on the computer and read all day? No, actually, no, believe it or not, I actually have stuff to do. Lol. Wait, hang on. I read that so poorly. No, believe it or not, I actually have stuff to do. Lol. Why, please? But you're messaging me right now at work. I'm on break, jackass. Really? And they should be like, no, I'm not. Talking to Rai comes easily, like talking to someone I've known all my life. Sometimes we message each other nonstop for hours. Sometimes for a couple days we barely manage a good morning or hope you're doing fine. Rai's work keeps him pretty busy, but I appreciate that he checks in on me a lot, even so. I lost count of how many times I've told him that I won't begrudge him for being busy with work and not to worry, but it doesn't seem to matter. He's probably had a lot of trouble keeping a relationship going in the past. I don't know, I'm reading it so fast. He's probably had a lot of trouble keeping a relationship going in the past. I mean, he's 25 now. I've had the thought before that if I was, say, 22 and dating him, I'd probably really mind the LDR aspect. So, up till now, he's probably dated at least one person who's really minded. He's probably dated at least one person who really minded, and now he can't help but worry about it all the time. It's left a scar. Most people, though, when they pass 25, there's sort of a mindset shift. Things that used to really bother me, or things that I used to think of as a relationship deal breakers, just don't seem that important anymore. So long as the guy's not an awful cheating misogynist, that's fair, yeah. I can deal with most everything else. Wait, I lowered my standards? That's not good. Rai really is a great guy, though. The way I look at it is like, yeah, people have things that you may not like about people, but I feel like if you have like too many, I don't know how to put it, because I don't want to say if you have like too many deal breakers, then like your standards are like too high, because you should have like high expectations for someone that you could potentially like try and spend the rest of your life with essentially. But it's like let's say you have like 80,000 things that's like, oh, they, I don't know, leave their toothbrush on the bathroom sink, but I'd prefer if they put it in the drawer. If your deal breakers or stuff like that is what I'm trying to say, then yeah, you're a lot. Because everyone has like little things that will bug you. Like talking to all my friends or like people who are married, it's like, yeah, like especially like once you like first move in with someone or like first marry them, it's like there's like an adjustment period. You have to get used to like all the little things that you didn't know would bug you at the person, and then you can get past that. But I feel like some people will be like, oh, like especially nowadays, like hearing people talk about like dating just in general, it's like, oh yeah, there's a tiny little thing that bugs me about this person that's like not a big deal at all, and they don't even make it sound like a big deal. They'll make it sound like it's just something that like slightly bugs them, and it's like, okay, game over, can't handle it anymore, we're done, I'm breaking up with this person. It's like, man, people are like, deal breakers for people are just nothing, essentially, is what I'm trying to get at. But you know what, I feel like not being like a misogynist, all the other things she said are pretty fair deal breakers. You know what I mean? So where was I going with any of this? I don't know. So do you read a lot outside of work? I used to. It's embarrassing to admit, but I haven't read a book in a while. Oh my gosh. Sorry to go on another tangent immediately. I've been reading Red Rising for months now. Like the series, not just the one book, but like I read like the first book in like 2 or 3 days, and then I started the second book in like October-ish, that area. And then I got back from a trip from Idaho to see a friend, and I read a little bit while I was there. And then after that, it took me like over 3 months to finally finish the second book. I'm recording this as of January 14th, and it took me until like a few days ago to finish the second book. Yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I love to read, but it's hard to find like the time to it, especially when I'm reading my games. Oh, I love reading visual novels. I used to. It's embarrassing to. Oh, I already read that one. What about you? I listen to audiobooks a lot while I travel. That's cool. What have you been reading lately? Well, there's a self-help book I listen to when I need a confidence boost. He describes the book to me, and I look it up in our catalog. Looks like we have it, so I make a note of it. So even you have times when you don't feel confident, huh? Yep, lots. But you strike me as so self-assured. It feels like you should be older than me. I totally don't feel like the older one when we're chatting. There's things I'm confident in, like my job, my drinking ability, etc. But of course, I have my insecurities too. Like what? Like... I don't know if people can like the real me. I've got a different persona for work and I do well with it, but if I take off my mask, how many would be willing to accept it? I know this seems like some real teen angst shit, lol. Like, nobody understands me. No, not at all. I mean, imposter syndrome is something people deal with no matter how old they are. I'm just tired of being so careful around people all the time. Like, even you, if you knew what I was really like... Huh? You were hiding a drastically different personality? No, I've been 100% genuine with you. Well, okay, maybe like 98% genuine. Come on, who's 100% genuine with anybody online? Yeah, that's fair. The digital you is always going to be a slightly idealized version of yourself. Oh, that's the complete opposite. I feel like my online version of me, so much worse. I'm so, like, listen, I'd say I'm like 50% cringe IRL if you're like actually talking with me. Online, I'm like 75% cringe and like 25% less funny as well. It's the complete opposite for me, okay? But I don't want to open up that can of worms right now. But what's the problem? Then what's the problem? I'm not ready to talk about it yet. Huh? Okay, I don't mean to pressure you or anything. No, it's not your fault, sorry. I totally took this convo in a depressing direction. I can speak, I'm sorry, guys. No, it's okay. A little apology battle takes place for a little while. It's not like I meant to push him to spill all his secrets. How awkward. The conversation steers back into neutral territory. I don't want to come off as clingy, nor do I want to just blow off work to keep talking to him, so my reply speed starts to dip. That's fair, you are at work. Rai's used to it, though. He does the same thing when he's in work mode. Without really talking about it, we've reached an understanding. It's kind of nice. If things keep up like this, I think it's about time to talk about messaging outside of the app. Ooh, like, maybe we could do a video. I was literally about to say that same thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so in sync. Maybe we could do a video call or something. I just feel like we've reached the next step in our relationship, whatever this is. I hope he feels the same way. With these thoughts floating in my mind, I reluctantly get back to work. February 12th! Oh my gosh, we just skipped ahead so much. Are we actually gonna, like, meet him? Are we actually gonna meet him soon? It's Sunday, aka my day off. Cream rubs her face all over my leg. It's her gentle way of begging for food. After rubbing up on me, she flops over onto her back, showing her stomach. She's so cute. You want a treat? Oh, I shouldn't have. Okay, my dog didn't take notice. Or should I go? Yeah, you guys like that? I sat there like, should I read purr or should I actually purr for you guys? That was a bad purr. I had to actually make sure it was audible on the mic. Because if I noise gate it, if I did like a normal actual like kind of purr sound, it could like end up not getting picked up. I find the bag of kitty treats and shake a few pellets out to give her. Phaeton and Misty come running once they hear it. Aw, come on. You guys have to do something cute too. As if understanding my words, Phaeton flops over and starts rolling side to side, rubbing his back against the carpet. Passable. Misty, on the other hand, continues to stare at me with her usual emotionless expression. Well, close enough. Oh my gosh. No, you can't just give in like that. You can't just give in. I shake a few more pellets out of the bag and give them each a few treats. Whatever. These are good for the teeth. Okay, then that's understandable. That's understandable. A Dryden song comes up on my randomized playlist that I've been listening to since morning. Pale Feather. I think it's one of their older songs. Hey, what are you up to today? I'm officially back in the US. I just got off my flight. Ray came back to the States once or twice since we started messaging each other, but it was only for a day or two at a time. Seems like he's here to stay for a while. Oh, no more diametrically opposed time zones, huh? Whee! I'm not doing much. I'm off today, so just bumming around at home listening to music and hanging out with my cats. Sounds relaxing. What are you listening to? It's an old song by Dryden. Do you know them? Oh, yeah, I know them all right. That was a bit of a strange response. Does he not like Dryden? We haven't talked much about music. Are you a big Dryden fan? I'll say, yeah. I feel like I could get like some pretty good different responses here, so I kind of want to save. I like that there are a lot of choices in this one. I like getting a lot of choices. It's like, and again, talking about like what visual novels can do to enhance their story through being visual novels. It's like, even if like these don't have like huge changes on the story, just getting like a few different responses, I like it a lot. I'll say yeah. Yeah, well, not a huge fan exactly. I don't know much about them, but I like their music. No point in saying no when I already said I'm listening to Dryden right now. Which song are you listening to? Pale Feather. It's an older song, but I'm kind of in a more electric mood at the moment. He doesn't send me any more messages after that. Was it something I said? Maybe Rye's just busy. He did just get off a plane. Still, normally I'd at least be like, hey, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. It feels a little weird to keep listening to Dryden after that, so I changed the song. That was super awkward of him. Like, again, probably the Rye from Dryden, but, like, still super awkward, my guy. Phaeton and Cream cuddle up to me in what feels like a reassuring manner. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. Maybe, I mean, it was a little awkward. It was a little weird. I don't feel like cooking dinner tonight, so once my stomach's complaining can no longer be ignored, I leave my apartment to find something to eat. Maybe oh, dude, sushi. I haven't had sushi. Like, listen, I became such a huge sushi fan not too long ago because I went out with some peeps on a birthday to a sushi place. I literally was about to say the name, which probably would have doxed me, but that's, you know what, whatever. As if you guys could even find me in another world. Anyways, but ever since then, I haven't gone back because like sushi's like such a thing that like just like sits with you. I don't like. It's not like unhealthy for you, but I think it just like takes a little bit longer to like digest it, and it like feels so heavy, you know? Like I definitely didn't like. I also ate a lot of sushi. That could have also been it. But after I went out and had sushi, I was like, I don't want to eat for like 3 days. Oh, but I also really want to go back. But sushi's also so expensive. Like it's like $10 for like a roll, but I want to get like 3 rolls. So it's like $30. So I'm like, I'll wait until like it's a big event, you know? Like if it's like my birthday or like something like that, because sushi's so good, it's just expensive. Anyways. Let's get back to the story. Go big or go home. That's a complete opposite of what I was just saying, but yeah. The cats are gonna hate me if I come home smelling like fish. I should grab them a fancy can of tuna or something on my way back. Oh, that's so sweet. Is that Rye messaging me? What if I told you that I'm actually the Ray from Dryden, that I wrote that song you were listening to earlier? What? 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 Well, when in doubt, laugh it off. I mean, the resemblance is uncanny. Rye always wears a helmet, and I've never seen your face. For all I know, you could totally be him. Come on, Francis. Or not. What? But what do you mean, come on? How am I supposed to respond to that? How am I supposed to answer that? I don't know. Ask for your autograph? No, that's stupid. Never mind, I wouldn't do that. I have no idea. I'd be totally shocked. But this is a hypothetical situation, right? Was this brought on by our conversation earlier? Because if he actually was a Rye from Dryden, I'd completely lose my... well, be shocked, I guess, because I am. I'm a member of Dryden. I mean, I'm Rye from Dryden. I wish there was a more eloquent way of putting this. I feel so lost for words right now. He feels lost for words? This guy who's famous for his lyric writing? If he's telling the truth, I'm the one who's been texting Rye from Dryden completely unaware for the last 2 months. Whoa, that was running through his head when I was like, do you know... wait, what was running through his head when I was like, do you know Dryden? Ha 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 ha. You're joking, right? I mean, why would some famous pop star be on a closed circle and messaging someone like me? Look up Dryden's tour list on our website. It lists the dates and cities in the tour, and I've been sending you pictures from every place I've been. I do just that, and it seems to match up. Australia, Japan, Thailand, France, Scotland. It's all there. He could, of course, just be in the crew. Or maybe he's a diehard Dryden fan who's been going to every show. That would mean he's like the richest person ever to just be a fan and to be going to all of these things. Like, what the freak? Or a complete imposter who's been jacking other people's photos, but somehow it seems unlikely. My thoughts process must be completely damn obvious. My thought process must be pretty damn obvious, though, because Rye says, oh, I can prove my identity beyond a doubt. But that's not what's important. I mean, it kind of is. It, like, slightly is. Like, if you're lying to her, that's a pretty weird thing to just be lying about. I need to know if you're willing to continue this relationship. Are we in a relationship right now? Okay, I need to know if you're willing to continue talking to me. If me being me is going to be a problem, I want to reply, of course it's not a problem. But then the logical half of my mind catches up with my heart. There's always a problem with people from different social strata try to date. It's been okay up until now, but that's because we're just texting each other. If we want to meet up, if we want to actually be a couple, am I okay with dating someone who's famous? And not just a couple thousand followers on Instagram famous, but like famous. Like he gets mobbed on the streets famous. I don't know. This is a lot to take in. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Man, I didn't want him to apologize to me. That hurts my conscience a little. Take your time to think it over. I know this is a lot. Okay, I will. Thanks. I'll take it seriously, I promise. Give me a couple days. Of course. Oh, wow, do people know that you can casually find stars in a closed circle? That should have totally been in the ad. I dare not eat sushi after that revelation. It'd be a waste of money on something I'd barely be able to taste since my mind is spinning. That's super fair. That's a lot to take in, girl. I understand. I've really been thinking hard about all this for the last 2 days. Even though my knee-jerk reaction is just to accept things the way they are, I know that sort of haphazard way of thinking wouldn't be fair to Rai or me. But to be fair, I've never heard of a relationship like this working out. It's more likely it'll crash and burn, and then he'll pull a Taylor Swift and write about me, about how insufferable... It's more likely it'll crash and burn, and then he'll pull a Taylor Swift and write about how some insufferable librarian broke his heart. That'd kind of be... How do I want to put this? That'd kind of be a little hype, though. Like, imagine, like, you're listening to, like, a T Swift song, and you're just sitting there going, this is about me. And it's kind of fun. Especially, like, if you like the music, you could be like, this is about me. And it's fire, baby. This is so good. But then you'd also be like, well, that means, like, you know, it didn't work out between us. But, you know, that's like, it sounds like an issue for then, not now. Actually, that's not a bad way to go. Hey, look at us being on the same page. How did that one song go? I'm just a notch in your bedpost, and you're just a line in a song. Ooh, God, that's not how I should be thinking about it. And on Valentine's, no less. 2 lattes, Francis. 1 with oat milk and no foam. No foam? That's new. Yeah, it might be a sensory thing. As I work on the lattes, a Dryden song comes on as if to mock me. I pass the lattes off to Avery, who returns soon after delivering them, leaning against the counter while tapping away on the phone. Avery, can I get your opinion on something? Sure, what's up? If you had the opportunity to date someone famous, would you? How famous are we talking about? Like Justin Bieber famous, or more like Michelle Phan famous? Who is Michelle Phan? Hang on. Let me just go ahead and grab this and just bloop. Michelle Phan. An American YouTuber. Okay. With 8.7 million followers. That's pretty famous. Those are not the good spectrums of fame that we should be talking about here, alright? Anyways. Those examples. Somehow I can't bear to compare Rai to Justin Bieber, talented as that kid is. Like, Dryden famous. Why not? Hell yeah, I'd date Virgil. So close, and yet so far, Avery. He's hot, and I mean, Dryden has always been pretty low-key. They're famous, but you never hear about them partying or doing drugs or anything. That's true. They've been doing music for a while, but I haven't heard of either of them dating supermodels or movie stars. You know, some fans think they're secretly dating each other. Huh? I guess that shouldn't surprise me, given what fandom is like. Yeah, and now that I know the coworker Rai is always talking about is Virgil. Well, he does talk about him a lot, but it makes sense given their situation. Why do you ask? Oh, I was reading this romance novel where the main character is dating a pop star. It made me wonder if I could do the same. Like, if he'd be willing to, you mean? Like, if I'd be willing to, I mean. Was that her saying it? Okay, that was her also saying it. It's a little confusing when there's not a portrait of him to, like, be like, here's my open mouth, I'm the one speaking currently, and then they split it up like that. Like, if I'd be willing to, I mean. I hastily add so Avery won't think I'm some kind of gold digger. Haha. Leave it to a romance novel to lead to so much soul searching. Yeah. Oh, if you only knew, Avery. If you only knew. A few days go by while I think things through some more. I wish I could take a leap of faith and throw caution to the wind. I do enjoy talking to Rai a lot, but I want to be 28 soon, just a step away from 30. Does a relationship like this have any longevity? I'm just a regular person. I'll always just be a regular person. When we inevitably break up, I'd have to get to know someone and start a relationship over again from scratch. I don't think I can do this. I've given this a lot of thought. There's no point in being around the bush. I want to respect Rai's time, even if I don't think we can be together. I don't know if I can get into a relationship that I know has an expiration date. Why do you assume that we have an expiration date? We come from two different worlds. If I'm being honest, I don't have the confidence to make it work. I see. I'm sorry. There's nothing to apologize for. I appreciate your honesty. It's just a little sad it had to end like this. I really enjoyed talking to you. I'll never forget it. Thanks. Likewise. I wish you all the best, Francis. You don't need my well wishes to do amazing, but I wish you luck anyway. I'm waiting for Dryden's next album. Well, I hope it meets your I hope it meets all your expectations. And that's it. With that, the connection between Rai and me is broken. Not gonna lie, part of me will probably always wonder, what if? I realized that I took the safe route by dipping out. But I need stability in my life. I'm okay with the last 2 months just being a fond memory, a story that I can tell someday. Hey, for a couple months I was texting Rai from Dryden. He asked me out and I said no. What a tale. The end. Wait, that's the end of the demo. That's... Oh, 27% red? Oh, that's a long demo. Okay. This isn't too long of a thing then. I mean, that's like, I say that, some people will take that and be like, oh, how, that's so bad. Like, honestly, that doesn't matter to me how long something is. I was just a little surprised. Like, if it tells its story well, and this has been telling its story really well, that's all that matters to me, is if I enjoy the time I spent with this, and I enjoyed my time with this a lot. If this demo was like 2 more hours long, I'd be very willing to just like sit here and read through it for the day, basically. So, yeah, that being said, I would super duper recommend this. It's really cool. Again, character's great. I'm super intrigued to like know where it's going now, because I was expecting it to be like, hey, maybe we should give this a chance. And like that's why I was like, you know, easy way to like start like the relationship. With her being like, no, I'm gonna have to like not do that right now. I'm like, okay. So then how does like the relationship actually like get started in person? Because like it's gotta get started in person eventually. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like, how do you have a romance novel without, like, the romance in it? I mean, a romance visual novel without any romance in it, that'd be a little strange, you know? So it's very intriguing, and I'm very, like, I'm interested to know more about, like, the characters. I'm intrigued to, like, know how, like really where the story's going, you know? Because, like, it was a good introduction, but it doesn't really, I don't know. It's hard to put it, like, a lot of stories will immediately be like, here's like sort of like the end goal, and this one doesn't really have that, and that's not an issue at all. So I'm intrigued to like know what like the end goal would be. Like it probably would just be them like, you know, like getting together or like breaking up, that kind of thing. You know, it's a romance visual novel. Those usually are like sort of the end goals, is like them getting either like dating or getting married at the end, or like if things need to break up, then they break up essentially. Also, I realize I'm like swiveling in my chair, which might make my audio sound a little weird. Because normally I try to do like the sort of ballerina thing where I keep my head in the same position even while I'm spinning. I'm not doing the best job of that right now. But yeah, no, I really liked it. Again, music, especially for a visual novel, is super unique, and it's like really good. Like I don't want to just be like unique, but I want to be unique and like still like appealing. You know what I mean? And the art is like super that. Again, 80 Rosa's like character art for Francis, super good. Really like her design. And then you just have like this, which is just like a lot of style to it. It's like, I love like the art for everything so far, from the title screen to all the backgrounds and even the UI. Like when I first started this, like the UI was like a little like, I don't know if I really like the feel of this too much. But then like actually like reading the story and like hearing the music and everything, I'm like, no, the UI like matches the atmosphere that it feels like the visual novel is going for, which is like, to me, what's really important. Like, if it just like looks good, like that's obviously like super important too, but it also like needs to match the vibes of the story, you know? Like, let's say if you put like I love Please Be Happy's UI and it super duper matches the atmosphere and vibe that that story is going for. If you put those here, I'd be like, yeah, they look good, but they don't really match the story that well. They don't really match the general vibes too well, you know? So I think like all of this is like just a very it's such a well put together visual novel already. Like it's crazy how like good like these indie visual novels are, like where they're like not only because like to me like how do I put this, the art and like visual like the visuals and like the story of the visual novel are like super duper important to me, like obviously, but it's like the stories, again, don't know too much about this one yet 'cause we're only an hour in, but the characters are immediately like likable and relatable. Like even Rai, who we haven't even seen the face of, I'm like, I like Rai, I want to learn more about him, you know? And I like Frances, I want to see her like be like happy, whether that be like, you know, continuing as she is because she says she's happy now, or like changing her life or whatever, like whatever she needs to do to be happy. I'm like, I want that for her already. So like the character writing is like super strong, and so I'm like, it's so cool to see like so many people like putting out like such amazing projects and like killing it. And I hope that this gets like the attention that I think that it deserves, because it's really cool so far. Sorry, this is like it's weird. It's weird reviewing something with only having read like basically like the first fifth of it, like I guess like the quarter of it. But you know, it's a demo. That's what it do be. That's what it do be. I guess I'll just leave it as like I think everyone should check this out. Especially if you like visual novels. If you like visual novels, absolutely check this out. If you like romance stories, I'd say check it out. I really like the dynamic. Like to me, like one of the biggest parts of romance stories that I like, obviously, is the romance, like the relationship between the characters. And that's where I find like a lot of like a friend has been like getting me to read a lot of romance novels, and like some of them are good, but a lot of them fall into the issue that I have with a lot of visual, I mean not a lot of visual novels, but a lot of romance novels in main character, whether it be a guy, a lady, they, that, like it does, like I've read a lot of romance novels from a lot of different perspectives. Doesn't matter who the main character is, the main romance, super boring. Like just a piece of cardboard for the main character to go, wow, they so hot though. Look at them take off their clothes. And I'm like, that just doesn't do anything for me personally. If it's fine with you, then I'm fine with that. Like whatever, everyone has their like own things. That's just what I look for in a romance story, is like actually liking the characters and the relationship and their dynamics. Whereas this like already has that already. Like I enjoy, like they're funny. I like the way that they talk to each other. I like the way that like they actually like support each other. Like it's not just like them being funny that I like, is that they're actually like supporting each other and being like being healthy towards each other. Like that's what I like in a relationship. Like when a relationship is like instantly like, again, going back to romance novels, most of those relationships are horribly toxic. They're just like actually like abusive, whether physically, mentally, emotionally to each other. But then they go, yeah, but it's true love. I love this person. You know, that kind of stuff. And it's like, that makes me feel icky. So see, not only are they like funny, not only do they like not only do the characters enjoy their conversation so much that it makes me enjoy them, but they like are healthy and not awful to each other yet, at least. Like they could turn unhealthy, but if the story actually addresses how they're being unhealthy, then that makes it good writing, is my thoughts on it. Like if they're being unhealthy and the story doesn't address how it's unhealthy, then that's where I'm like, it's not really that good of a romance story, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm kind of prattling just a little bit at this point, but I'm saying I really like this. I really like the relationships. I really like the characters. The music is great. The art is super unique, and it matches, like, it makes its own vibe so well, and everything, it just fits together. It's very cohesive together. So yeah, I guess that's my pseudo review of this, of just the demo. I really like the demo. Can't wait for the full game to come out. Don't think it has a release date quite yet. I could double check that really quick. Hang on. Let me just click that. Hang on, I have to sneeze. One sec. Wait. Oh gosh, I love having a mute button. It's so nice. Oh, it has a roadmap apparently. I didn't see this. Okay, got it. The roadmap to the end. Family crisis, rising action, demo script writing. Last 3 endings. Okay, it looks like a lot of these things are like pretty well worked on. Like, I don't know, it could be a few more months, it could be a year. I'd probably say, like, looking at everything that's like done and isn't done, I'm like, yeah, I could say if it's out within the year, I wouldn't be surprised. That's super cool. That's super cool. I like that. You know, super excited for it. Oh, hang on. Let's look at this really quick. Oh no, I don't. I don't want to spoil it. I guess if you want to go in and cause like saw like another one of I want to bring up like 80 Rosa like when she retweeted this or tweeted it out. She was like, here's another character art. Like there were like here's like the character art that I did, and there's another character on there. I don't want to spoil what they look like yet, just in case other people want to play through it. I guess if you like go to download it though, you'll see it. So it's like whatever. But you know what? Whatever. It's fine. I'm just rambling at this point. But you know, again, this was super good. Like it a lot. Super excited. And with that all being said, I'll see you in the next one when we get back to Please Be Happy. With all that being said, I also guess I'll see you in the next one when this whole thing comes out at some point in the future, which I'm super excited for. So with all that being said, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Bye-bye!